Here at CBiz Media, we want you to know that we're on your side and we're on your team. We have community spots available, and we want to support you and help you with what you're doing as you continue to support us here on CBiz Media. Watch us, be a part of the show. Email us at any time at the email address you see here. Thank you so much, and God bless.
We love you, black woman. We need you, black woman. We can't make it without you. You hold our head up when we hold it down. You even straighten it up when our crown is tilted to the side. We call it swag, but you make sure we put it back where it's supposed to be. Cause you keep us on our toes, and I'll never get old. The love you have for us, that's why we need you, black woman. We can't make it without you, woman. You mean everything to me. You mean everything to me.
Hey y'all, welcome to the new subscribers. You guys are really subscribing, and I totally appreciate it because it's fun doing this. It's fun. Hopefully I'm inspiring you, and you're kind of like my public diary, if that makes sense. So I'm kind of just giving you all of me, and I hope that you are inspired and challenged. So today's episode is all about the working woman, her money, her man, and her mask. So as you know, I've been doing this since I was 9 years old, and there are some things that I just didn't get a chance to do or enjoy, and it might have been a way of protecting me, and of course you all know that I love. I'm always talking about relationships, but I work nonstop, and sometimes, actually I was at church the other day and someone put me aside that I don't ever pay attention to, and he was like, "You always have energy. When are you going to burn out?" And I was like, oh, what a great question. And he basically said, just make sure you take time for yourself. It was one of the deacons, and he hardly ever says anything to me. So you talk about entertaining angels unaware. That was a really cool moment. But the working woman, being in it since I was 9 years old, there were just some attitudes or breakouts that I couldn't have, not just because of my career, but because of who I was connected to and where I come from. And that could be my father, my mom, and then I got my grandfather and my grandmother, and then of course I have my brother. So there are just some things that I had to, like, I have my issues, I have my struggles, but I've had to go in the corner and cry sometimes. So like if I'm at church, which I work very heavily in the church, and the church is for all of us to be better. So we're all there with issues, and whether we want to believe it or not, one thing that I've noticed is that some of us can go like hardcore, and it can sometimes seem as if you're just unappreciated. And so not just in church, but in your career, you're working hard, slaving, maybe you're breaking a curse and completely destroying a curse, and that's by you being educated, working hard, building something new. And sometimes you'll just have a moment where it's like, is this even noticed? And then sometimes you'll have a moment where you're like, okay, but what's next? And while you're in that next, it's like you don't even applaud yourself because it's just time is going and you're just always working. So the question that we discussed was, while some of us may be in a relationship and we may not be in a healthy relationship at a certain season, do we take out the issues that we have with our man in our work? Does that affect our money? Can it affect our money? So here's an example. One young lady who I've worked with numerous times, she's great at what she does, and I spoke to her and she was dealing with her boyfriend, and I didn't know what was going on. I just saw her and she was just like, oh, hi. You know, it was a terrible attitude, very nasty. And I, as a client or someone that works with her or a colleague, I was kind of like, oh, after that, I don't want to deal with you ever again. It's all over. I want to make sure you don't get a dollar from my pocket to yours. I wanted to make sure of that. And of course, with me being, you know, a woman of faith, I had the conversation with her. But how many of us have allowed relationships or things just outside? We're emotional individuals, ladies. We get that. But do we have problems to where we allow our emotions to affect our money? And what about the mask? So the other thing that we talked about was Girls Trip. Great movie. I loved it. I was like saying, oh, Queen Latifah is this friend. What's her name? Tanisha, Tasha, Tiffany. Tiffany is this friend. And who's the other one? And I think I said myself, I was, what's her name? Oh, somebody was Jada. I'm not Jada though. But I said I was, what's the name? What's the main girl's name? Regina. And so make a long story short, we obviously saw that Regina mastered wearing this mask and it never falling off in public. She knew when to turn around, and I just saw myself in her. Is that healthy? Or do you need someone like Queen Latifah, who was in the movie, and that is that friend that says, all right, you can take the mask off with me, let's have a moment. So do you get a pass was the other question. I think you get a pass, but one thing that we said was when you become consistent with being inconsistent, that's when your passes don't work. It's like you didn't run out of passes because you didn't use all the passes when you was being inconsistent. So I think we as women, which I understand now why some people don't like to work with women. However, that's not me saying that I condone the idea, but I do think we as women need to know how to maybe keep the mask on at work. So do you get a pass? Yes, you get a pass to be human. Do you keep the mask on ever? Yeah, you can keep the mask on when you're at work, but I think it's important to have that balance of where you can take it off. And sometimes that may be, you know what, let me step aside, let me go in the restroom, close myself up, and just have a moment. I've had those moments where I just sat down, looked at the ceiling, and it was just like, okay. So sometimes you have to walk away as a working woman and cry, whether it's in a bathroom stall or whatever. And that's your moment of you taking your mask off and actually dealing with yourself, dealing with how you feel. I think that that is important because when you cry, that's a form of detoxing. When you want to yell, that's a form of detoxing. When you want to curse, sometimes I'll sit in the car and act like the person that I want to curse out is sitting right in front of me. And I say everything that I want to say. And of course I say, Lord, forgive me. But you need that moment. You should have that moment. So sometimes that you can hear yourself and hear how evil you are. Like, what's wrong with your heart? So have that moment, but make sure that you're not taking the mask off and it's turning off a client because they're seeing that side of you. Now, I'm not saying keep this mask on for a lifetime and you're not dealing with your heart. There are some heart issues that I think that we should deal with as the working woman, because sometimes we'll work after a death or the loss of someone and not deal with how we feel. And so then you'll find yourself having a mental breakdown. And y'all know I'm all about emotional stability, mental stability. So I would say when it comes to your money, make sure you keep yourself composed. I don't even know now that I'm talking through it if I like to say, call it a mask, but I guess it is a mask. So take it off when you need to. So I hope you're inspired to be the working woman that you are. But applaud yourself, treat yourself, pay yourself, but remembering that it takes people to keep you thriving. That's it. Like, you can say, I don't need people as much as you want, but the reason I am an artist is because someone decides to buy my music. So how dare I be rude to them? Do I get a pass to have a bad day and be like, oh, I'm tired, or I just lost someone? That doesn't mean don't speak to them or be nasty, but I do think that it has a lot to do with understanding that you are a walking billboard. So be the working woman, but let your faith give you contentment, peace, and restoration. I hope you're inspired.
Good day, everyone. This is a day that the Lord has made, and I will rejoice. I will rejoice and be You are my everything. You are my everything. I see you in everything all day. I love you. I love you, I love you, Lord, today, because you cared for me in such a special way. That's why I praise you, I lift you up, and I magnify your name. That's why my heart is filled with praise. I love you, Lord, today. I love you, Lord, today. I love you, Lord, today. One of these mornings, it won't be long. You're gonna look for me, and I'll be gone.
We love you, black woman. We need you, black woman. We can't make it without you. hold it down. You even straighten it up when I crown it tilted to the side. We call it swag, but you make sure we put it back where it's supposed to be. Cause you keep us on our toes, and I'll never get old. The love you have for us, that's why we need you like a woman. We can't make it without you, woman. You mean everything to me. You mean everything to me.
Every opportunity that comes, you let it out the door. So sad, you rather drop to the floor. Think easy, breezy, not that thing you wanna work for. Tick tock, tick, tick tock, goes the clock.
Clap your hands. Clap your hands for us.
Tick tock.
Should a woman approach a man she's interested in?
Can I give my take on it?
Sure.
To me, I don't know where I get this from. Our mother did teach us a certain way, but I'm thinking a lady should not go attack a man. I mean, if you see a guy, you think it's a nice guy, he's attractive, you can go up to him and say, hi, my name's Sylvia, what's your name? Nice to meet you, and start out on a friendly basis. And let him pick it up. If he's into you, let him ask you out. And to me, that's a respectful way to do it.
So do you think it's a certain stigma on a woman that goes and approaches men? Is there a certain stigma attached to that?
Yeah, because I know someone say, I'm going to go get him. I'm looking like, what?
Well, we need a male perspective, but do you think that might turn a man off if
it could
going
be
after
too
him like
aggressive.
that?
It could, because he might be thinking, first off, you're not a lady, you're something else, and you go after men. You don't want him to think that about you. You want him to think you are a lady, and a lady acts a certain way, in my opinion.
Right. I think it depends on the guy too. If the guy is confident and the girl is confident, and she's of course a lady, I think he'll go for it. But some guys out here, they think if you're approaching them, it's for one thing and one thing only.
Right.
So
They get the wrong idea about you.
Yeah. So you have to do it in a certain way.
Exactly. I don't think you should be too aggressive, because it doesn't look good, first off, and I'm not into the woman proposing marriage. It's okay to bring that up.
Right.
We've been dating, honey, a couple of years. Where do you think we're going to go from here? Something like that. I don't think that the woman should be headstrong, wearing the pants in the house. I don't think so.
You know what? Sylvia has a poem related to this topic right here. We want her to just share that with us.
Okay. It's called Attraction.
Okay.
Fearing to be exposed by this feeling that caught me by surprise, I try to hide behind my foolish grin, not knowing that you can see through what I am trying so hard to hold within. This attraction, pure, untainted by desires of the flesh, passion of the mind, trying to regress back to the days when you were just a mere acquaintance. But the look in your eyes when met with mine ignites a flame long since lighted. Still, I try to fight it. Desperate to hold on to what I believe to be my fate, too afraid to initiate a connection. Content with being alone without the affection of another. But dang, you are one fine brother, which makes it that much harder to resist the temptation. So I convince myself that this is just mere infatuation,
and not this strong attraction, but just a fraction of lust combined with the curiosity of getting to know you on another level. But I can't even go there, can't expose myself to this rejection, can't uncover this blanket of protection. So I'll just keep it wrapped around me so that others like you can't see the real woman that hides behind this smile. Trying to be strong when all the while I just want to be rocked in the rhythm of your embrace, kissing you gently when we come face to face, admitting that this is not just a one-sided emotion, but a two-way attraction.
Woo. Now, I would like to compliment you. That seems like something Maya Angelou would, right? It's beautiful, it's tasteful, and I get where you're going with it. Yeah, but you know how some people they think nasty is hot, and that's not necessarily hot. You know, it could be hot, sensuous, in a tasteful way. It's 2 thumbs up.
If you guys want to know more about her poetry, she has a whole website of poetry. Can you share that?
WhisperingWords.com. It's a collaboration of poetry by Sylvia Turner.
And thank you for watching Sister to Sister with
C and
Reed.
And Sylvia. We have to do a group hug. Bye, you guys.
We're celebrating you and thanking you for watching and inviting you to submit your videos. You can check out our website at CBizTVOnline.com or email us direct at CBizMedia1@gmail.com. You can even text us at 313-681-1521. Let Jesus lead you. Let Jesus lead you. Let Jesus lead you all the way from earth to heaven. Let Jesus lead you all the way. Let Jesus lead you. Let Jesus lead you. Let Jesus lead you all the way. Let Jesus lead you. 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 Let Jesus lead you all the way. He's a mighty good leader. He's a mighty good leader. He's a mighty good leader. All the way. All the way. All the way from earth to heaven. Let him lead you, lead you. Let Jesus lead you all the way. He's a mighty good leader. He's a mighty good leader. He's a mighty good
We love you, black woman. We need you, black woman. We can't make it without you. You hold our head up when we hold it down. You even straighten it up when I crown it tilted to the side. We call it swag, but you make sure we put it back where it's supposed to be. Cause you keep us on our toes, and I'll never get old. The love you have for us, that's why we need you, black woman. We can't make it without you, woman. You mean everything to me. You mean everything to me.
Amen.